There's really nothing that could prepare me for what we were about to experience together.
May 16th, 1992. Mike Appel and Andrew Cunian, two American college students, are on vacation in Bangkok, Thailand. They've brought along a camcorder to document life in another culture, but they wind up capturing a country on the verge of civil war. These two students will learn firsthand how much some people are willing to sacrifice for democracy.
Shortly after Andrew and I got to Bangkok, we found ourselves walking into a huge demonstration with tens of thousands of people. And these people were protesting a government that was not allowing them to vote.
So we filmed that for a little while. We're like, okay, so we've done this, it's cool. We're getting into the funky cultural thing in Thailand, witnessing protests.
This led into the evening when there was singing, and it seemed very innocent. It seemed almost like something you see in the videotapes of the 60s. It was a real peaceful thing. We didn't think that anything bad was going to happen.
And we went back to our hotel that night, and we were hanging out, having a good time.
Okay, right now.
And then the next day, we went out and we tried to do some sightseeing, and we noticed everything was closed. Surrounded by police, the Prime Minister of Thailand has declared state of emergency.
That's when we found out that 5 people had been killed at the demonstration that we were at earlier. I couldn't even conceive of the fact that people were killed. I mean, it was mothers and children. Crowds started gathering.
Cam journalists on the spot in Bangkok, Thailand, watching the combat readiness of the Royal Kingdom's troops. Mike didn't go anywhere without the video camera. It was like attached to his hand the whole time.
Waiting to get ready to kill some people tonight.
Even our troops there, we didn't think they were gonna, start shooting in broad daylight.
The power in this thing just got larger and larger and larger. The people were so angry from people being killed the night before.
We heard some gunfire. It sounded like little firecrackers going off.
This is when we knew that this is bad. Have their guns out, they're not screwing around.
And as the night wore on, I just had this feeling that something was going to blow up and happen.
I hope they don't get shot. Democracy! And suddenly, out of nowhere, all hell broke loose. They just opened up completely on the crowd, firing right into the middle. And it just went on, and on, and on, and on. Could have been 20 minutes, could have been 40 minutes. I don't know. I mean, time stopped.
I ran. Thousands of people were being shot at, and I just could imagine all the kids and the women and getting blown away.
Democracy was so important to these people that they weren't going to allow bullets to stop them. After a while, make my way to the hotel where they made a makeshift hospital. Did my best to help. It was just too much. I mean, too many people, too many bodies, too much blood. I couldn't deal with it anymore. Got out of there.
We started heading back, and they started shooting.
We were really crazy to think that because we were American, that they weren't going to shoot at us.
We hopped over a wall, and there was a monastery.
Closing the windows.
And we didn't think they were going to come through as this being a place of holy worship. Mike, you're recording, right?
Yeah.
Right now, present in a Buddhist monastery, shooting going around and all around us. We kept hearing shots, and they sounded like they were coming toward us. We went running back to our hotel through the monastery.
Hotel. We went up to the roof. We didn't even feel safe in our room. Hey, guys got a rifle. These guys got guns over here. These guys got guns. The civilians. They got guns.
We saw this militiaman. He was pointing his gun at the car, and this guy got out of the car, and we thought, oh my God, he's going to kill him right there in front of us. Pocket.
Oh no.
I guess it was his ID card, and looked at that and then sent him on his way.
You see something? Get down. The military were bringing prisoners down the alley on their hands and knees. Okay, prisoners, look, get this. They'd make them take their shirts off and crawl, completely dehumanizing them. Innocent people. We have no idea what became of them, and there's constantly gunshots. So I have my assumptions as to what became of all these kids.
Mike and I went back to our room, and we were talking about what we should do. And we were like, okay, we got to get the hell out of here.
We pushed our luck as far as possible.
Okay, more guys are coming out. I think it's time for us to get out of here. We got someone to help us get through the military. We got on a train for 24 hours. And from the train, this fisherman let us get on his boat. Took this boat ride to this island. Tried to forget about Bangkok.
And I remember Mike was saying how much this whole thing had changed him.
I don't know if I really know democracy, but I know that I have the right to say what I want to say, and I'm not.
I'm not very patriotic or anything, but we have a lot of freedoms here that I see we definitely take for granted.
Tonight definitely changed my life.
Within 2 days after Mike and Andrew left Bangkok, the bloodshed came to an end. 4 months later, general elections were held, and for now at least, peace and democracy have returned.
ตำแหน่ง